And I'm up and running. Welcome to I Love Sketchup, issue 53. Hey Eric, I made it this time. Yeah, you did, Robert. Yo, what's going on, Isaac? What's going on, Isaac and Zuki? Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight? Okie dokie. Yay, 53. Joker from the Phantom Thieves. Alright, so we've got Joker. Hey, Zeno. Okay, that looks good. Oh, I gotta move that around. I've been working a lot on my text for my comics, so like all my presets on my computer are all out of whack. There we go. There, that's better. You'll bring up an OC. We're gonna do male characters for sure. I've done a lot of females. I always draw females, and I'm gonna do a male one this time around. But if you want to send me your OC, go right ahead. Even if it's a female, I can always gender bend it. Let's see, last week we did that. The week before we did that, that, and that. Alright, so this is actually going to be the last one of the month. It is the last day of the month after all. Alright, so I'm going to wait like 2, maybe 3 minutes, and then I'll start taking requests. Just gonna wait just a little bit, give some people time to show up. But I'll start doing like a male kind of pose right away, regardless of the character I choose. Let's give him a nice big neck. That may be a little too muscly. I don't even know what kind of character I'm gonna get yet. And I'll do like a quick links up on DA. Alright, let's go check it out. It's on Patreon and DA. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go to reference. We'll pop this up here. The other one's on DeviantArt. Let's see here. There we go. Joker from Phantom Thieves. I hear you, Isaac. You've been wanting that Joker for a while. Yo, Zoo, is there anything you wanted me to try and mix in on this? Because it seems like it's going to be one heck of a mashup. So, just let me know. P5 Joker. That's a lot of detail. Let's see if I can't throw him behind the other characters. Like something like that for now. It's a little big. Maybe I'll make this a bit smaller. I'm pretty zoomed out right now. When I zoom in, it'll be all good. Draw Ichigo in his first Bankai form. I don't know what his first Bankai form looks like. There's a bunch of different pictures, but I guess maybe I can try going with this one. It's like a manga illustration. Alright, well this is going to be a ridiculous mashup if I'm going to be mashing up all these characters, but I'm going to do my best. This one might be a little too much. Deco from My Hero. Dang it, Robert, I already have one of your characters. I'm not adding in another one. So far I've been studying bird biology for Miko. Bird biology. What was I doing here? Oh, yeah, random sketch. Alright, let's see. So he's thinner. I'm not going to need all these crazy neck muscles. Maybe we can make him a little more... He'll be in good shape. We'll give him like a Bruce Lee kind of musculature. It's fun. Pronounce Michael. Mikael? Mikael or Michael? Like Michael Jackson Michael? Or Mikhail? Canonically, he can't eat anything that a bird can't eat. A piece of chocolate nearly killed him. Had his size been of regular bird and medical attention wasn't made. Alright, so let's see if I can't make this guy a bird. We'll give him that. We're gonna give him the Phantom Thieves mask for sure. Give him a horn, because he's also partially a dragon. And he's not gonna be a girl, but he's gonna have beautiful locks of hair. Oh, actually, her hair's like in a bun, so let's give him a man bun instead. I think that'll look better. Jackson Michael. Cool, thank you. So let's write down some names here. OC Michael. OC. Oh shoot. OC Choosy. P5 Joker. And Bleach. Ichigo. Boy, that's long. That's a huge mashup. This is gonna be ridiculous. Let's give him like Ichigo's thing, but let's turn this into a hoodie. I can't wait to see you guys at Comic-Con. You and your girl. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to. And I'm going to Ottawa Comic-Con this year. It's gonna be like my first Ottawa Comic-Con ever. Okay, let's just finish like the base sketch before I start adding like more details to this guy. Make him jacked. Give him some big muscles. None of these characters really have big muscles, but I'm doing it anyway. It's so fun to talk to you guys. Thanks. Yeah, my wife and I are really funny. We've known each other, well, we've been together for 12 years, and we've known each other for an extra year before that, so I guess like 13 years total. And we're always joking around. And we both love going to conventions quite a bit. Yeah, I'll get into this. Oh, this whole piece is going to be the helmet part. That's cool. Alright, let's see here. That's a little big, that hand. Let's make this a little smaller. Yoink, like that. Also a note, Michael also has fire powers based on a phoenix because he's Irish. Nice. That's really funny, Zeno. I don't know if, like, I don't want to offend you, but your character sounds like such, like, a comedic character. Like with the illustration that you have where it looks like he's just running for dear life and he's got sweet fire powers for some reason. Like, oh man, I think it's funny. Let's make this arm a little bigger after all. Bring that up like this. A little bit bigger like that. Yeah. All right. You guys are awesome. Like I always say it every year. You're one of my favorite artists. Thanks, Isaac. I appreciate that. Oh, recently I've started playing Xenoblade. I like this. I have this ridiculous story. Like when I was younger, I like Final Fantasy VII had just come out, and I just got a PlayStation, and I was all excited, and I played Final Fantasy VII, and I really enjoyed it. But at the same time, I got in the game Chrono Trigger. You're practically reading my mind. The hilarity part is also canon. He likes to crack jokes and eat packaged fish cakes. That's awesome. Hey, why'd my music stop all of a sudden? Is it weird? Let's get back in here. That's so strange. Let's put it on random. There we go. So anyway, like when I was younger, Chrono Trigger had come out, and boy was I excited. Like I mean, I played that game, I loved it like crazy, and I would almost say I liked it more than Final Fantasy VII. Like Final Fantasy VII was really good, but the problem is that Final Fantasy VII's graphics don't allow it to age very well, and because Chrono Trigger has a lot of 2D aspects to it, the 3D parts aren't super nice, but the 2D parts are really pretty. I can make his beak a little smaller. The Phantom Thief's beak is pretty small, so let's make this guy's a little smaller. And so yeah, anyway, after loving Chrono Trigger so much, when no, not Chrono Trigger, I'm mixing them all up. Xenogears. I'm talking about Xenogears. I loved Xenogears, and so then when Xenosaga had come out, I was all excited for it, and I played the first one, really loved it. I thought the second one was okay, and then I got in the third one, and then I was, like, my apartment was robbed, and I lost the game. I was super sad about it, because I really wanted to play the third one, and I never really got a chance to. Wait, no, that's still not right. I had lent them to a friend, and my friend had gotten robbed, which sucked, so I lost them that way. And then I rebought the game because they came out with like a collection that came out with like all of them, and that had been robbed from my apartment, so I just wasn't able to ever play the third one. And I know the game I've just recently got really doesn't have much to do with that, but I ended up picking up Xenoblade. Like, I was looking for a sweet game to play, and Xenoblade 2 is out for the Switch, and ever since they announced Persona 5 wasn't coming out for the Switch, except for the Warriors version to the game, which, okay, don't get me wrong, okay, like, the Warrior games are super awesome. I don't mind them. It's just, I really wanted to play Persona 5, and now I'll never get to, because I'm not, like, I own a PlayStation, but I don't have time to play my PlayStation. Excuse me. I'm going to add in more. I'd like to give him a tail, but I feel like we're not really going to see it here. Oh well, I can add the lines that are on the side of that girl's clothing here. I know those two games, and I played Xenoblade before. What a coincidence. Yeah, well, I didn't play the first one, but I'm playing Xenoblade 2 right now, and I don't really have time to play a lot of games, so I basically get to play for like an hour here or there sporadically, like when I'm in transportation, so I love my Switch so much. And I think it's super fun, and I heard Cosmos is in it as like a super rare blade, so I gotta try and find her. I remember a guy who ROM hacked a copy of Chrono Trigger to add a section which ended in a proposal to his girlfriend. That's hilarious. That's actually really funny. That's cute. We won't see that eye. Alright, well I think this, that's about as ridiculous as this is gonna look. Have you seen the new Sonic the Hedgehog trailer? Oh boy, I can't unsee it, unfortunately. It's really a disaster. And you know what's stupid? Like little, like, I mean, it had been spoiled like months and months and months ago. Like, people had shown pictures that, to the point where a lot were just thinking it was speculation, like that wasn't actually going to be how Sonic was going to look. And then, lo and behold, they didn't change any of it. Like, after gauging, like, the public's response all being negative, they're like, screw the public, let's just release it anyway. Yeah, $90 million on making that movie. I'll help you with the unseeing. Yeah. I'm laughing because its mashup is crazy. A bird beak and a crocodile tail. This guy is going to be a monster. Bring it back. Got to rob the Men in Black. Oh my gosh. Seriously. It's like the only way. Sonic. I feel like in Memorandum this should have been a Sonic illustration. But in a way, one could argue that this weird monstrous looking character could fit in the new Sonic film universe. We'll call him, I don't know, Bird. Like, I don't know, something really lame. Like, Captain Bird Guy. No, I can be more creative than. I don't know why I keep going back to Bird Guy. It's like bugging me. I'm gonna bring this down a little. Sorry, I'm just focusing a little bit here. Gotta get these eyes just right. We'll call him Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon. I realized, like, in the process, like, of thinking of a sweet name for this guy to fit in the new movie Sonic universe, that the name of the game is to be unoriginal. So Captain Falcon it is. Even Pokemon looks better. It does, but I mean, Pokemon looked pretty good from the beginning. The real thing is that Pokemon's got all these great headliners. I mean, you've got Will Smith's kid in there. You've got Pikachu voiced by Ryan Reynolds, and just that off the bat makes it a worthwhile film. So people are gonna watch it just to see those two. And then after that, like, add on top of that, like a Pixar-esque style writing where it's good for adults, but kids as well can watch it and enjoy it. So Pokemon's got a lot going for it. Sonic, on the other hand, does not. It's like they really didn't think of their stuff when they came out with Sonic. And, like, again, like, it already had been, like, spoiled the way Sonic was gonna look, and no one really knew if it was legit or not, but everyone was hating on it. And then the company was just like, whatever. Let's not change any of it. Release it as is. People will get over it. I think I heard someone make the comparison of this to, like, the old 90s Super Mario Brothers movie. Well, that is very accurate. It feels like this is going to be the same kind of film as that Super Mario Brothers movie. When designing Maiko, I kept thinking Bubsy grade Sonic ripoff. sketch laser with blending and stuff. Well, today I'm sketching a fusion of like multiple people, so this guy's gonna end up looking like a monster. Right now I'm doing a mix of two original characters, Persona 5 Joker and Bleach's Ichigo. I don't know if there's any more room in this crazy wild mashup to add more characters. Alright, let's get that in there. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of shading in here too. Oh no, I'm not going to do something like that. I'm going to increase this guy's head a little bit, I think. It's a little small for my liking. Let's get it a bit bigger. Oh wait, was it too small? Maybe it was just like the right size. Maybe it's just a little too high up. Let's bring it down a bit. It's ridiculous. There's so many. There's just too much. This seems in character for Michael as well. Sometimes he'll get drunk and see what he tried to draw in the morning and make that with the help of his girlfriend. Yeah, I'll worry about all the little details after. Let's bring this in like this. Connects, but there doesn't seem to be anything there, so what am I going to do? I'm going to add little squares. Why little squares, you ask? Because on his like top hoodie part, or I mean up here, I'm doing like this square design thing to kind of like mimic that Dragon Girls design thing. Even though it's going in an opposing direction, it's still there. So these squares can match up kind of with that. Now let me just get his collarbone in. Get his chest up in there. I'm always drawing sexy females, so it's a big change of pace to draw something a little different. Actually, let's connect that like that. I want to do the same thing here. With blending and stuff. It's rare that I put a lot of colors on my sketches these days. Like I did a while back, but now I just put like more work into my line art, and I really like line art too. That's another thing. Like I won't necessarily sketch it to make it look like a painting. Like nobody really does anything that's line art these days anymore. It's kind of like a dying art form as everybody goes more and more into painting. Plus, why wouldn't they? It's easier and fast too, so it's kind of more efficient a lot of the time. But I like the look of lines, so. Okay, let's see. I got an iPad, now planning to get Procreate and make stuff. Oh, that's sweet, man. I do all my work on a PC, but I used to do it on a Mac, and I kind of regret switching to PC. Just because I've spent my whole life using a Mac. I'm not like one of those pro Mac or pro PC people. I don't care. Like, I think you should get whatever is more comfortable for you and go with it, the flow like that. But it's just, I've been having so much trouble with this computer, this PC, and like adapting to it. So it would have been nice to stick with the PC. I mean, with a Mac. I'm still sad about Stanley. I never got to meet him. Ah, he's super cool. Like when I met him, he was really an awesome individual. It was cool meeting him. He's one of my heroes. So, I don't know. I've met a couple of my heroes in my life, and most of them have not been really cool. And Stanley was super cool. But yeah, Stanley was awesome. I met Kevin Eastman. He was like one of the creators to the Ninja Turtles, if you don't know. There's two of them, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. I've never met Peter Laird, but I have his signature because I won an art competition when I was younger involving a Ninja Turtles. So I cherish that comic book. It was like signed by him, and he drew a little Ninja Turtle on it. And when I met Kevin Eastman, it was like he was definitely the, like, out of all, as far as like heroes that you can have as a kid, like, he was up there for me, and meeting him did not disappoint. He was the coolest person I ever met in my whole life. Like, first of all, he like hung out in the artist alley. He didn't go into like the super, like, in like the what's it called? Like the popular area with all the other like popular people. He hung out in the artist alley, and that's where his table was. This is cool and at the same time terrible. It's cool because he wants to be seen as like one of these artist people, which I completely understand. But at the same time, like so many people wanted to meet him that it's like it just like the artist alley was littered with lineup, just one massive lineup of people that wanted to meet this guy. So they would block all the artist spaces and tables, which I don't know if he knew it was gonna come to that. So I kind of feel bad for people that that were there sitting next to him. I wasn't, fortunately, with my art, like my drawing table. But anyway, like, I got to meet him, and he's really cool. Every time he did a signature, he would do his first signature free of whatever you had, and then after that, anything else was like 25 bucks or something like super cheap like that. And that's 25 Canadian dollars. So you can tell this guy was not necessarily doing it for the money, because he's got more than enough. He's just doing it for the fans. Just awesome. All around awesome. That's my dream. I'd love it if my comic got super popular, and then I would just do stuff like that all the time. I'd like show up at every convention I possibly could, sign everything as much as I could, and a lot of it would just be for free. Like I said, I'd only charge on minor signatures to help me pay for the convention, and I'd for sure do that first signatures free policy anyway. That's super cool. Alright, let's add a couple more details to this guy. I'll start adding some shading and stuff like that too. We all met him in several universes, but he'll still be here. When you say they are kinda done using line art, does that include Japanese manga artists as well? I think it depends. Like, seriously, like, a lot of manga artists still use line art for sure, because it's fast to just ink things in black and white, but nowadays, man, like, you have some artists just banging things out, and all they do is use, like, all they do is paint everything. so you don't end up getting as much line art, and it's just really fast for them to do it. So I think that's the thing is that personally I find visually, like I find line art more appealing for me. I just like it because it makes me think of like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's not, I mean, that might not be how everybody else sees it too, so I don't know. But I don't, like, I guess styles come and go, so doing the whole painting thing is going to be in right now because it's also, it's just more efficient. Like, if I got really good at painting, like digitally painting, then I could just digitally paint this guy and make him look amazing in an hour rather than, like, do the line art to him. Like, he'll still look good with the lines, but the other one, he'd be all colored in and everything. I mean, that's a pretty big difference. And that's just something that line art takes a lot of time to do. So if you're going to add it, you got to look at it as being like, okay, well, you got to put the time in. You're like, you are putting the time in for it. And it's not necessarily the most efficient use of your time. But like I said, I love it, so I'll never stop doing it. Like even my comic and everything is all line art, and then I color on top of it so that it looks just like a Saturday morning cartoon or like a sweet anime. One of my classmates actually got an extra part in Great Detective Pikachu. What? That's sweet. Her mom's friend in America happens to be the girlfriend of the co-director. Oh, what? That's awesome. That's definitely okay, that's how you make it in life. I work really, really hard. Like, I'm always working on my comic, and I'm not spending enough time doing my marketing. That I know. Like, instead of marketing, I'm like, oh, I could do marketing, or I could work on more pages to my comic. And then I end up neglecting my marketing, and because of that, I'm not as big as I would like to be. Especially when I want to sell more of my comic and stuff like that. Like, I really have to work on that. But when you know somebody, oh man, you can just have it made so easily. Like, it's really, like, ridiculous. Like, a lot of, like, I can't tell you how many times in my line of business where I've met people, like, working contractually and stuff like that, where I'll meet people and they're like, yeah, I just made it because this guy knew this guy and this girl hooked me up with this, and boom, here I am. Lifelong dream achieved because I grew up with this guy, or because this person ended up helping me out or I helped this one person out this one time, who turns out to be my brother's best friend and is also the owner to Disney. Like, it's ridiculous things like that that happen almost all the time to these people. So, like, and it's something that, like, I know it's weird. Like, it shouldn't get to me. It gets to me a little bit. Like, just because, you work so hard, and when you see some people that are, like, just drifting on by and they just kind of have everything, it's tough. It's tough seeing it. Like, I feel super proud for the success, and I would say that, like, it's just because I've seen a lot of people just take advantage of it and then not do anything with it too, though, which is something that gets to me. But I have seen some people that have all the opportunity in the world, and they made it like working hard. And even though they knew somebody that helped them get where they were going, the fact that they, like, they worked really hard it's still very admirable. Okay, let's give this guy furry skin. So it's not really going to be skin, it's going to be like fur. And this guy's kind of starting to look like a furry, so might as well delve into that boat. There we have it. One super sexy bird Joker guy. Uh, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of shading, a little more shading to this guy. Which Ninja Turtle version do you like? I love, I know this is going to be random, but, well, maybe not as random as you would think, but I absolutely love the Ninja Turtles from the Nickelodeon cartoon. Now, I watched, like, I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan. I grew up, I watched everything involving Ninja Turtles. I watched the 2003 ones, I watched every movie. I've seen everything involving Ninja Turtles with the exception of the current series that's out now. It's the only series I didn't watch, and I'm just not, like, I don't like the artwork. I don't like the art style. It's not to say that maybe I won't enjoy the show in the future if I give it a chance and watch it. It's very possible that I will. It's just that because of the fact that I don't like the artwork just now, like at the moment, I have a hard time convincing myself to watch it. But yeah, I like the Nickelodeon one because I loved how the Nickelodeon one was just like, it was an homage to every Ninja Turtle series ever, all in like wrapped up into one super amazingly well written piece of artwork. Like I love that cartoon. Like it connected the movies from back in the 90s, it connected the old cartoon show from the 80s that was terrible, but I loved it when I was a kid even though it was bad. It connected the original comic, which was the greatest. I mean, it connected everything. Like it was just, man, solid, 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 solid show. Like Nickelodeon, like they really, like they made something beautiful. And then they were like, let's make something totally original. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with them making all the Ninja Turtles look the way they look and having Raphael be the leader and doing everything that they did. Like, you got to change it up. The Ninja Turtles have been around for years and years and years, and they're always recycling them. So it makes sense that after a while, they're like, okay, well, we need to think of something new. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same old stuff over and over again. And like I said, the 3D, like, Nickelodeon one, like, the first one they came out with was so good that it's like, you know what, like, you're not going to make something better than this. Like, this seriously has, like, tons of awesome stuff in it. Oh, man, my beats keep turning off for some super weird reason. Let's try and get back in here again. There we go. One more time. This is looking awesome. Thanks. The 2003 was so cool. The 2003 was super cool. It was the last show made by the original creators of the Turtles, and they actually came out with that movie TMNT Forever, which was so good. That movie was the best. It was like, oh, it was just so good, that TMNT Forever movie. I loved it so much. Yeah, such an awesome movie. Like, I can't get out of my head how good it was. Okay, let's erase some of this. And the 2003 cartoon was super good. Like, it was an awesome cartoon. But April hooks up with Donatello in the Nickelodeon one, which was interesting and cute. Cute that they did that. Like, she always hooks up with Casey, so it was cool to see her hook up with Donnie. It's different. Let's do his belly button. I guess I'll do a bit of mild shading. Like the funny turtles meets the serious ones. Yeah, it was super good. I was watching the Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon as a kid. My mom and sister didn't like seeing a rat do kung fu, so they forced me to change the channel. Oh my gosh, I have a story that's kind of similar. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch the Ninja Turtles when it's super weird. Oh man, Zoo, that's a really funny story. So when I was younger, I had this thing where at first my mom had gotten me like a comic book to the Ninja Turtles, and it was the first one, and she got it from like a Comic-Con or I don't know what, but my mom was a flight attendant, so she'd be all over the world getting weird stuff. So when we were all watching the Ninja Turtle cartoon from the late 80s, like kids in my class I'd be like, oh man, they kill people and everything in the Ninja Turtles, and then they'd be like, no they don't, you don't know what you're talking about. And then I'd say, all their bandanas are are red, and they'd be like, no they don't, you don't know what you're talking about. Then I'd bring that comic to school, and they'd be like, whoa, there's no way this is real, and there's so much killing in it. Like my mom had no idea when she got me this, that it was gonna be full of that. And oh man, I still have that comic today, and I love it so much. Anyway, regardless, when I was younger and I watched it, so here I am, like they give me this comic book, which is like fairly violent, but they're not aware of it because, hey, comics are for kids, right? Especially back then, that's how parents used to see things. So I end up watching the Turtles cartoon, and at one point, Raphael is talking, and he tells them, he tells Shredder to go suck a lemon. So I'm eating supper, and I have to eat my vegetables, and I don't want to eat my vegetables. So my dad's like, eat your vegetables, and I'm like, go suck a lemon. And then he's like, where did you hear that? Where did you get that from? And like my parents are yelling at me, and I'm in tons of trouble. And I got a lot of trouble for that one. And when they asked me what cartoon it was from, I panicked, and the first thing that popped in my head was like Samurai Pizza Cats. And so then they're like, you can never watch that show again. I'm like, oh no. And it was kind of sad because I really love Samurai Pizza Cats, but I had to think of something fast, and I wasn't about to ditch my Ninja Turtles for that. Anyway, ridiculous story. What color should I make his eyes? I think maybe I'll add like a little bit of color to the eyes. I always like doing that. I think it looks cool. I got a lot of characters on here, so choosing the right color eyes. I'm gonna get rid of some of that. Green. Alright, so we've got one vote for green. Zeno's voting green. I'm gonna make his eyes green. Green might be nice. There's like a lot of clothing on here that's green everywhere. So I think green might actually really look good. It'll work nicely with the overall design of, like, well, fusion design of all the other characters. Whoops. I don't like that. Oh, I do like that though. Hold on. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Like that. Green for sure. Green it is, y'all. Anime marathons. Oh my gosh. So I tried applying for a table at Otakuthon this year. If any of you don't know what that is, that's an anime convention in Montreal. It's like the biggest one that we have here. It's pretty decent sized. Anyway, I love this convention. I've been going into since the first one back in the days of Concordia, and I don't know if I'll get to go this year. I'm like panicking about it. Like I tried applying for like a pro table, which I never get pro tables before. This would be my first time getting one. Because I'm going to have my comic and everything, I thought it'd be fun to try it out. And like a trade paperback. Anyway, so I was like kind of excited for it, but like everything that could have gone wrong while applying for this table did. So I don't think I'm going to end up being able to get one. Like it's kind of first come first serve too. And I'm going to attempt to apply for a regular table later this week. I believe it's like this Saturday or something. Anyway, so I'm going to try and apply for a table then and hope to God I get the regular one. But I don't know, I'm super worried about it, especially since like I'm about to spend like all my money, all my savings on printing costs for printing out a trade paperback so I can sell it of my comic, and here I am like not sure I'm not going to get in, like if I'm going to get into one of my favorite conventions. And it's not just my favorite convention, it's like it's a big convention and it's all anime, like everything about it's sweet. Oh, one time I saw a photo of a guy who had the best idea for a convention with cosplay, the convention center itself. I bet that sounds like a super sweet convention cosplay actually. Okay, let me just grab this. I don't need to go all the way down here. There we are. This guy looks hilarious. Let's just put a couple little lines here to indicate that he's got like fur. So yeah, anyway, I'm really crossing my fingers I get to go to the anime convention. It's gonna be super sweet if I can go. Like I said, I go almost every year, and I have like a bunch of people that go just to meet me and get me to sign and draw them pictures for my comic. And now that I'm gonna have like a trade paperback and everything, like oh man, it's like super epic, and it's the first time I'll be able to go there and really feel like more professional than the average bean. I won't just feel like a regular Artist Alley person. I'll be like professional Eric, professional comic book guy with his own comic. And I was selling comics before. It's just it's different when you're selling like an original, or if you're selling a I mean like if you're selling like a, because normally my comics they look like, hold on, they look like this. So I'll have like this comic where when you buy it, I do like a little sketch on the inside, and then afterwards, like, you know, it's like an actual comic book, and I'll sell these at conventions. And so this year is gonna be the first time where like I fuse all of them together, including the one I'm working now on, to make like a big like volume with all of them in it. It's gonna be so sweet. Like I'm putting so much work into it, and Otakuthon means so much to me. I really hope I can go. Raph was so mad they were 4 more Mikeys. Well, Isaac, did you apply for a table at the convention? Man, and my music just turns itself off again. I'm having so many issues with my VLC player. I guess I'll have to like, you know, I don't even know. Alright. Hopefully it'll all play now. Nope, my friend does, ain't gonna help her. Okay. Just put a couple lines for the hair. I think we're starting to come to the end of this guy anyway. Like last year. Since you got Blight published, is it being sold in many comic book stores? Nope, I only sell it at conventions. My problem is that I wanted to sell it at comic shops, but it costs me too much to print it. So because I'm like, oh, I want to print it, basically I print it so people can read it. I don't make any money. I don't make nearly enough money off it. It costs me $8 for printing, and I sell it for $10. And then I draw a picture inside it because I feel bad that I'm charging people 10 bucks for a comic book, even though it's fully in color and it's 20 something pages. Like, they're used to buying a Marvel comic that costs $6, and they don't always think that for someone like me, I can't afford to print out like 100,000 of them where they cost me a penny, and then I'm making profit. So I basically make $2 a comic, and it takes me a long time before I even break even. So I don't know. Like, my trade paperback's gonna be the first time where I'm gonna put a lot of money into it, but even then, I won't be making I won't be making I won't be paying a penny and making $1 off it, you know? Like, it's gonna cost me like $17 to $18 to print it, this trade paperback, and I'm probably gonna be making like, I'm thinking I don't want to sell it for more than 35 bucks, so I'm probably gonna sell it between 30 to 35, and at that point I'm making a little bit more, so I can attempt to try and save up that money to print out even more in the future, which is like my initial goal. So I don't know, we'll see. Because of this, selling in comic shops, they want a percentage, and I can't give them a percentage. And then shipping things out, shipping's always super expensive. Like, my wife's like, you should offer it up to people, and if people are willing to spend 20 bucks to get it shipped to them, they're gonna spend 20 bucks to get it shipped to them. And I should listen to her and be like, okay, like, for the occasional person, you're right, it's worth it, I should do that. But for right now, it's like, I haven't gotten to it, and I won't sell individual issues shipping them. But my trade paperback, I think I'll do it. Like, I'll see if there's a lot of people that want it, and if they do, then I'll do it. Let's get some green on here. I'm gonna go with like a brighter green like this. These male mashups are really great. If we do this again sometime in the future, I'll try and bring my main OC. If it's the usual female mashup, I'll consider putting out my favorite OC or my other favorite female. I always come to see you guys every year. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this male mashup's hilarious. Well, I mean, it's as good as the female one. It's just that I don't know. Like I said, it's rare I do male ones because I just personally prefer drawing women. But I mean, I don't dislike drawing males. I just, I don't really put much thought into it, truth be told. Let's add like a yellow. I think a nice yellow would look good here, actually. Alright, I'm gonna lock this up. Alright, I'd like that to be over the whole thing, actually, so let's not lock that up. That's much nicer. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to sign it again. I gotta do that. Let me just put a little bit of gray under his tail here. Oh no. Don't you dare eat my wire, Miri. I see you eyeballing it. Don't do it. Good girl. I didn't think she'd listen to me, but then she did. What a good cat. Oh, cancel. Almost closed everything by mistake. Oh, I'm gonna save. Have you ever written a story so bad that you want to wipe it from history? No, all my stories are amazing. Sorry, Zeno, I can't relate to that. I've written all sorts of stories, but in truth, a lot of my really bad ones I love like crazy. Like, I don't know, there's even some that when I was younger I wrote them, and then when I got older, I thought this would be awesome. Like, it's so creative that I could easily change a few things and make it, like, better written, but the concept is sweet. And there's a lot of things I thought like that. There's a lot of things where I invented something and then, you know, lo and behold, 20 years go by and somebody else comes out with the exact same thing. That happens. That's happened to me like 3 times now. But anyway, like, or something very similar would come out. Let me just get rid of this. I don't like how it cuts in like that. There we go. I like that it's just like a whole thing, a whole line like that. And let's not make that come out so much. Let's bring it in like this. And then I'm going to sign it because I keep forgetting to do that. Smaller. Alright, last drawing of the month, y'all. So we've got an OC of Michael, OC of Choosy, Persona 5 the Joker, and Bleach's Ichigo, all wrapped up into one nice little package. Let me just get rid of... Whoop, wrong button. All my references. Don't need those no mo. Alright, so that's all my sketches for this month. Just get some stuff ready for next month. Alright, so let's go over them real quick. For this month, we've got Cammy and Faramoja. Then we have Lady Sia and Bonnie DeFemme. Then we have Splash Woman Splash Woman and Oceanus Shenron. Then we have Rouge Panther Starfighter. And then we have her boyfriend, OC Michael, OC Choosy, Persona 5 Joker, and Bleach Ichigo. I feel like the Bleach Ichigo doesn't come off super well in this illustration. Like, I mean, I know I gave him like kind of like the long piece that Ichigo had, but I mean, he definitely has that bird vibe. He definitely has the vibe of the Dragon Girl. He's got the Persona mask style, so you can figure out that that's him through that. Maybe I should have given him like a pose with a sword or something. Oh well. With that in mind, next time, mention Ichigo again, and maybe I'll just mash him up again next time better. I'll give him more time of day. My first story was an insert fic, which was to save a sinking ship, which ended up happily platonic later. Looks awesome. Thanks, Robert. Actually, I would actually be pronounced my cow. Nice. I understand this was a tough one. Yeah, it was. Sorry, Zoo. Next time, man. Seriously. Even if I do a female character, you can always ask for Ichigo, and I can always make something work with it. Or you can save it for the next male one. Haha. Alright, so I think that we're pretty much done for today. Let me just... play my end theme song music and get in on my classic everyday adventure. Thus ends my live streaming session for today. Yet the real challenge begins, listening to my 2-minute long advertisement on me, myself, and I. All links mentioned will be in the description below this video. At a young age, I realized sleep was for suckers, and I could get way more done by avoiding it altogether. Now that I'm older, all I want to do is sleep. I work like crazy, and with your epic support of $3 a month, you not only get access to high-quality files with all the sketches or pinups I've completed each month, but you give me a few more minutes of rest each day. I can't possibly express my gratitude for this. So how about praise from a local celebrity?
Hello, I'm Slipstream, and thanks for supporting Eric Darren Mullins. Goodbye.
Thanks, Iron Factory Slipstream. Didn't I do you last week? I don't remember. Anyway, you're one of my favorite Transformers of all time, so if I did or not, this is the last time I'm gonna let you talk me up. I mean, I appreciate it. It's just, it's a lot. Some people are into old retro things. You know who you are. Well, I have all my older sketches and drawings available for purchase on my Gumroad page. Now hold up a second, because this next part is life or death important. My comic book is named Blythe. I write it, draw it, publish it, I basically everything it. I want to give it life like Frankenstein did his monster. But where my comic is my cute, sweet, precious little monster, all of its viewers are the beautiful electricity coursing through its veins. So please help give my comic the life it deserves by subscribing to it and rating it a 10 on 10 on my Webtoons page. Now I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I have a blurry photograph of my kids from the future. Please do not ask me how I got this, and I will not be divulging a picture of this photograph. And with each person that subscribes and likes my YouTube video, the photo becomes more and more clear. So help out not only me, but little Leo, Raph, Casey, and April at having an existence by hitting that subscribe and that like button. You know who else is super important to the rise of my future empire? Did I say empire? I meant fun, friendly, magical friends of the future. Well, it's you. Do you like sketching or drawing? What about making awesome costumes or cosplays? Well, you do some fan-related stuff to my comic Blythe, and I'll assure you a seat at my future galactic foothold, as well as advertising your fan stuff on all my social medias. Did I say galactic foothold? I meant adventure-friendly infinity team. Well, I have to go now, but don't forget that you deserve to have an awesome rest of your day. Well, that's always fun. Take care, y'all.